So we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, and thank you all for joining Scytec here today to learn about how you can improve your shop floor processes with scheduled charts. Scheduled charts are a great tool where you can have the historical, need-to-know data and metrics about how your shop floor is performing and will enable you to take action to consistently improve your shop floor procedures so that you can hit those quotas as smoothly as possible and have what is now considered a needed edge over your competitors. The first thing I want to do is show you guys what we're looking at right now, which is data display. Data display is our web browser-based application. It's also on mobile as well. We also do have a Windows desktop application for Scytec DataXchange. Now, for those of you that have been with us for a while, you might remember that save charts, which you can find down here at the bottom in this bottom row, were originally in our Windows desktop application, but we decided to bring them inside of the data display browser-based application, really for some just kind of like form commonality to just make them easier to find. So even if you've never even had any use of our save charts before, we're going to run through real quick about how to use them because they're the basis for how scheduled charts work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on a summary chart, and this is your equipment status summary chart. So let's just say I'm curious to know what was going on with all of my shop floor equipment within the last week. So one of the first thing you could do, we have a bunch of filters on this page. The first thing you can do is check to see what kind of time frame you're looking for to get some knowledge and insight about what's going on. So I'm going to select last week, and that's going to run from Sunday to Saturday. And then from there, we can, select our shifts. So I want to just know what's going on in every single one of our morning, midday, and night shifts. And this is going to give us some historical feedback from the dates ranging from February 19th to February 26th. And over here on the left side, you can see you can select the equipment you want to get insight about. So right now I have about 10 machines selected from our Denver plant, and then one down here at the bottom from our Fort Collins plant. And then from there we can kind of just filter some more useful things like our equipment status. And we have general and specific. I always go for specific. It'll just kind of give you more in-depth information about what is going on with your shop floor equipment. And then we can also look at things like part numbers and work orders. And then down here for options, we can change the display format for what the chart is going to look like. I prefer bar, but you can also look at pies and donut charts related, and then kind of change up some of the display formatting as well. So let's go up here and take a look at what this chart looks like. So this is going to give us basically the historical performance of all of our shop floor equipment within the last week. So right down over here on the left side, we got our 840D. This was running in about normal cycle for about 40% of last week, as well as was also running in 41% of unknown downtime. So that kind of gives us we need to do some figuring out what was going on with this machine. And there's some other things that you can see over here on the right-hand column. They're color coordinated for machine statuses. Then you can see these displayed over here. So we have some breaks, we have some quality issues, we have some tooling and some tooling changes. So let's go back out to the screen. Now let's just say I don't want to have to go through that entire process every single time. I want to know what happened within the last week of, what happened with our shop floor equipment. So I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom, and now you can see that we have save chart options. So let's just say I want to save this chart so that I can always have access to what happened in a specific time frame. So what I can go up here and do is just say last week for the title of it. And then underneath that, we can have the description. I'm calling it ESS just for the acronym for Equipment Status Summary Chart. I always put the chart type in the description. Now, when I hit save and we go back out here to our launch pad, we will see that save chart populate down here. So now that we know how to build a save chart, let's talk about how we can schedule that save chart. So I'm going to click on this one right here that I already made. This is a yesterday day shift chart. It's basically the exact same chart that we were looking at before. It's an equipment status summary chart, but this one only just goes over the previous day. So let's go over here and click on the filters. Now I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom, and you can see now that we have our scheduled chart options. So right now, the first thing you want to do is just to make sure that that is enabled. And then The next thing you want to do is you want to know who it's going to be sent out to. So this user is logged in as who is the logged in user. So that would technically be myself. So I would email this to myself. But let's just go with a company group. And right now I have this as all DataXchange users. So we have a bunch of other different options inside here for user groups. We have administrators, we have all DataXchange users. And if you're one of our silver or gold licensing members, we also have our ODI users, reporting managers, and supervisors. There is no limit to the amount of users and or user groups that you can have for Scytec DataXchange. So the next thing I want to do is just say, like, how often do I want to get this sent to myself? So I'm going to click on daily. You also have weekly, monthly, or quarterly. So I also have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, basically every day throughout the working week. And the reason why is like, let's just say that I have a production floor meeting at, every morning, 8:30, and I want to send this to myself, and you can do that right here at 7:30. The reason why I want to have it sent to me at 7:30 is that'll just give me ample time to, just be up to date with what is going on with my shop floor. Now, another cool thing that we can do that's kind of in line with what I just described is our resolution. So at the top here, we have some very common computer sizes, 4K, HD, and laptop, common tablet sizes, and then phone sizes, and then custom sizes as well. So let's just say, they have like an 8K TV out on your shop floor or something like that. It doesn't matter, big or small, we can fit it on there and make sure that you guys are getting your schedule charts displayed exactly how you want them. So I chose phone for that specific reason. If I could get that sent to me, while I'm letting the dog out or having breakfast or something like that, every morning to prepare for my, production meeting or anything. So once again, you hit save. You'll see that up here that the scheduled chart was scheduled successfully. So now what I want to do is kind of just go over some like good use case scenarios for everything. I'm going to switch back over here to my PowerPoint. Hopefully you can all see this. I'm going to go over here to our use cases. So one of the use cases I think would be a good, for a schedule chart would be part counts. So let's say shop floor personnel can receive a schedule chart covering how many part counts were produced in a specific time frame to ensure that those quotas are being hit. This is particularly a boon for some types of employment levels, as they don't even need to be inside the actual physical plants anymore to get this kind of data about how their shop floors are running and can attend to other matters while receiving the need to know information. The next one would be like a timeline chart, and that's just like a general kind of equipment status summary chart that goes over what is going on inside of your shop floor. And this is another case. So let's just say every morning before doing the Gemba walk, you have a production meeting about the day prior. And I know I already kind of went over this, but we're going to do it again. Scytec DataXchange can have a scheduled chart emailed to all regular attendees about a half hour or so before a meeting, giving them and everybody else ample time to prepare, ensuring that everyone has the same facts about utilization, downtime, and overall production. So another one that I showed you guys was the equipment status summary chart that went over the previous day. And this is an additional example. Let's just say that you have an employee that can get in a scheduled chart that covers the general timeline and equipment status chart that can detail which one of their, operators or machines they're kind of having some trouble with. So, I'm sure all of you guys at some point have had, a bunch of new guys join, or you've got a bunch of new equipment that has a learning curve. And I do understand that there is some, industry issues with a lot of the talent kind of leaving the industry, they're retiring, and you're not seeing the same kind of stuff entering the industry. So you're having a lot of new guys that need some training and stuff like that. This is something that kind of can get sent to managers and stuff like that to kind of remind them that hey, there's some, people that might need a little bit of training on specific things, and this is some issues that are causing. Another good chart that could kind of go over this kind of stuff would be like alarm downtime Paretos as well. So that's just a few use cases that I wanted to kind of discuss. If you guys have any specific, kind of questions about use cases, feel free to reach out to Scytec directly or your reseller as well. They would be more than happy to cover anything that, you could kind of do with these neat little features that are inside of DataXchange. So one of the other things that we kind of run into is, why are these important? So now that we've seen a bit about scheduled and saved charts, a common question we get is, yeah, like why are these important if we already have all these great manufacturing charts and dashboards within Scytec DataXchange? So one great aspect of scheduled charts is that it's another form of notification. DataXchange prides itself on giving operators and end users tons of different uses for notifications. We have text, SMS, email, and Microsoft Teams notification. And if you're on our silver or gold licensing level, we also have a flashing ODI screen for your operators and everything. This helps you get the chart in your inbox, and it can kind of serve as a reminder to look at the data that you're seeing in real time, and it can complement that. Dashboards are great. They're extremely feature rich. They provide a lot of value, but a chart showing up in your inbox kind of complements all that by providing data that you need to know, and may also serve as a reminder just to glance up at some of that stuff as well. So another advantage of scheduled charts is that employees can get charts sent to them without really even needing to learn anything about DataXchange itself. DataXchange is something that we look at as a complement to your, the processes that you guys already have in place. It is not meant to be something to feel like another tacked on routine or anything like that. It's supposed to be implemented kind of painlessly and seamlessly. And, this can, allow your operators and your other personnel on your shop floor to really just kind of get back to their day-to-day duties, while also, empowering them to get other things accomplished and to, make sure your shop floor is just running as lean as possible. So one of the other things I want to talk about that's basically another cool little feature inside of our data display application, as well as the desktop version, is a reporting application for everything. So let's just say, and I know that I'm the visual guy here. I'm kind of like the office artist and everything, but I do understand that I'm talking to a lot of engineers, and that, you guys lean a little bit more logically and numerically based than what I do. So let's just go back in here into DataXchange. Just a second. So out here we have our Excel reports. These are basically what the saved charts are, but they can come inside of an Excel document that if you see this little icon up here, basically everything that I just ran through, if you go up here and you click on this icon, you will see exactly what was there previously. So from here, I am going to let Chris take over. Chris is our product manager. He is going to be answering any of the questions that you guys may or may not have about the scheduled charts that we went over. Chris, are you there? Can you take over?
Yeah, I'm here. I won't take over the meeting or anything, but I'll just do some talking here. So we had a couple questions come in, and let's see here. Just kind of scanning through. So do the charts have to be scheduled from a browser on a PC, or can that also be done from the phone app? So the charts, the new feature with the scheduled charts can be saved from and scheduled from the mobile apps as well as from the browser. It's not a feature that is included in in the DataXchange client. As we transition to a mobile product and just something that's a little bit more flexible for the users, the newer features are going to be added into the web and mobile-based apps going forward. I kind of answered the second question with that first answer, but you mentioned that saved charts can only be accessed in data display and not in the desktop application. Why is that? And again, it's just commonly used functionality, such as charts are being moved into the browser and mobile apps to make it easier to access them. So everyone, so they all can be accessed from a variety of different devices. So we're not just using, again, the desktop application to do that. There's multiple devices that have the ability to do that. And let's see, what format are the charts when received by email? They are in a PNG file, which is an image file that just show up as an email attachment. So they're not included in the body of the email. They are an attachment, and you just click on them and and then it'll open up that image and show you the chart that was requested. This can also be forwarded to anyone on your team. So that makes for nice and easy distribution of that chart to anyone that did not receive it from the scheduling. I think all these other questions are more on a, I'll get back with the individual. So I think those are good for the group. If anyone else has any questions right now, feel free to chat in the Q&A box in the left. Otherwise, I think I am done. Oh, hold on. 2 just popped in here. Is it possible for the report to be sent via text? Or does it have to be an email address? So we should be able to send the, it should be able to send by text. You can work with our support team to help you set that up. We basically just need to know what the text conversion is so that it just gets to the right provider. So it's usually like, for example, if you have Verizon, it's your phone number at vtext.com, and it'll come in the same way as the email. So you'll see the attachment. So if you'd like, just go ahead and reach out to the support team. You can do that at either support@scytec.com or dxhelp@scytec.com. Those are our 2 support addresses. They'll get you to someone to assist you with that.